Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue,
And I'm Jay.
and we literally just decided what we're going to talk about because we are consummate professionals. So uh, I decided that I think it would be fun to do another kind of franchise episode, like how we did before with Bakugan and Pokemon. Um, And so I gave a couple options, and I think that we have settled on talking today about Digimon, which don't really have any kind of witty moniker that I can use, um, unless I want to like quote the theme song, but I kind of don't because I look that theme song was a formative part of my childhood, but not all formative parts of your childhood are really good. Uh, Me having parental issues was also a formative part of my childhood, but you know. Um, so, okay, to start with, since this is probably going to be another lecture style episode because we're so good at those, um, what do you know about Digimon?
That it's kind of like Pokemon, but it's pretty much digital. Like
Yes.
it's in a internet space type of thing.
Mm. Do
Eh,
you know any of the like iconic Digimon, kind of like how Pikachu is for Pokemon?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, I'll be pulling up some. So let me pull up like Wikimon or something like that. Um,
Let me just open Discord in case if you decide to send me pictures.
yeah. Okay. Well, to start, the okay. So what's really interesting is that they always keep it very vague in terms of what the origins of the digital world are. Um, but there is recently there was a game called Digimon Survive, which, oh yeah, I guess I should say Digimon is willing to go way darker than Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yes, Digimon Survive is literally about like surviving. Like in your first playthrough, at the bare minimum, two of your seven like children team members, or eight, or however many it is, at least two of them must die in your first playthrough.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Um, Getting torn apart by shadowy hands that come out of pools of darkness that grab them. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's only how one of them dies. The other one gets eaten by their Digimon partner.
I'm already hooked.
But that game actually now, okay, there is like a weird multiverse thing going on with uh Digimon. Um, Even more so than what they've been recently doing with Pokemon. So I cannot say for certain that this is like canonically the origin of the digital world. But um, in Digimon Survive, they kind of, first of all, they don't call them Digimon throughout the entire game. They call them uh, Kimonogami, which roughly translates to something along the lines of like creature gods.
Mm.
Um, they existed in like a parallel world, um, and in order for them to exist, they needed people to believe in them, kind of based on that rule that like a god can only continue to live so long as there's someone praying to them.
Isn't that how like it is in Skyrim? Not to get off track, but
Probably. I'm admittedly not very well versed on Skyrim lore, or Elder Scrolls lore, rather. Um,
oof.
well, what do you mean, oops? What's that about?
Elder Scrolls is good.
Sure, I just don't really care too much for the gameplay. And
That's
I
fair.
I am very irritated at Skyrim these days, both for the fact that it's had like 70 different releases or whatever the number is, and also for the fact that everyone wants to fucking jack off their dicks thinking that they're so fucking morally superior because they hate Cyberpunk because it came out with some glitches, but everyone's totally fine with Skyrim, which is fucking glitch city, baby.
Not me loving both games.
Yeah, that's all I ask, is that you be consistent. Either you hate all games with glitches or you're a real gamer.
In my experience with both games, I haven't really had any game-breaking glitches, just glitches that are funny.
Glitches that are funny can totally enhance the experience of a video game, 100%. You cannot look at screenshots from the new Pokemon games and see that one girl who had her fucking eyes a woogling out of her head, like she's a cartoon wolf that just saw a hot nasty leg, and be like, that's so much better. Like, but anyway, so the idea with the origin of the digital world and Digimon Survive is generally that these creatures in this other world were essentially spiriting away children and whatnot because they desperately needed to continue having people know that they exist. And by the end of the game, the resolution is, look, times have moved on. People don't really go to shrines and shit anymore. People don't really like worship and revere the gods like they used to. But you know what people do use constantly? The internet and digital devices. So what happens is that spiritual world merges with our technology and gives birth to what would later be known as the digital world.
All right.
So again, that's a potential origin, but the other stuff is like just like sometimes they say things like the boom of digital information eventually took on a sentience of its own. Like I know Yggdrasil is a progenitor of Digimon in a lot of continuities. Do you know what Yggdrasil is?
No, I don't.
In Norse mythology, it is the world tree. It is the tree that binds the 9 realms together.
Okay.
Like every realm is one of the branches coming off of this world tree, and it sometimes it's depicted as a literal tree. Sometimes it's like, well, it's more like a stream of energy that splits off and gives a vaguely like tree-shaped kind of thing. It could be viewed almost as like a multiversal branching kind of thing with a source line, stuff like that. But Yggdrasil is essentially an AI that gained enough power to start influencing reality.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Regardless of what the origin is, the story goes there is a digital world. And in this digital world, it had its own environment for life, similar to the way that bacteria and amino acids eventually gave rise to flatworms and jellyfish, which eventually gave rise to tetrapods, and thus evolution sparked, eventually giving rise to humans. Life evolved in its own ways in the digital world. And something to keep in mind, the digital world is made up of all kinds of data. So it has all kinds of environments, fantastical and gothic and icy and fiery, and like everything you can think of, there is a representative of it in the digital world. Which brings me to the topic of Digivolution. There have been jokes made about the fact that Pokemon evolution largely makes sense and Digimon evolution fucking does not. You may have seen a meme where it's like Pokemon, baby cat, evolves into bigger cat, evolves into really big cat. Digimon, baby cat, evolves into cat with sword, evolves into washing machine with missile launchers. And the reason for that is because the way a Digimon digivolves is by incorporating new data. See, as they grow and their experience and the battles that they've fought build their strength, that has a very literal effect on their data. Essentially, the size of their file grows, and they're able to retain more information within said file. You can literally measure Digimon based on how many bytes and megabytes and shit they have. So, as an example, I'm going to show you my favorite of all of the original Digimon, Gabumon. You know how a lot of series have a red guy and a blue guy?
Yep.
He was the partner of the original blue guy.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't send you the whole page. I'm just going to send you pictures. Hang on. You copy image. Okay, so this is Gabumon.
I like him.
He's really cool. He's a shy little guy. It should be noted that you can see that what his fur there is not actually his fur. He is in fact wearing a pelt of his own Digivolution Garurumon, which means he's probably just some little yellow lizard guy. Like you can see his fists underneath of like the claws.
That's actually badass.
Yeah, so we've never actually seen a naked Gabumon. But that's also why like the teeth are hanging off the way they are. Like it's a whole thing. It's giving very Cubone energy in that Cubone wears the skull of its dead mother. But okay, so I should also say the way that Digimon are classified. So they start off as a Digi egg or a Digitama. When that egg hatches, they are in their baby or fresh stage. And when I say these, I'm going to say the way that they named them in English, and I'm going to say the way that they named them in Japanese. So in English, they're called baby. In Japanese, they're called fresh. Then they get a little bit bigger and go to either in training or I actually don't remember what in training is called in Japanese. But after that, they go to rookie or child. Gabumon is a rookie Digimon, and rookie is largely like considered the default level. Once a Digimon has reached that, that's usually what. Okay, hang on. Sorry, this is going to be a long talk. All right, so naturally, when a Digimon digivolves, it operates the same way as a Pokemon in that they are in their new form forever. That is who they are. But all of the Digimon that we encounter as partners in the series have naturally made it to rookie level. But in order to fight the opponents that they fight in the series, they need to be stronger. So what they do is they actually temporarily borrow energy from their human partner through a device called a Digivice, which allows them to temporarily digivolve to a higher level. But after the battle, they return to their natural state, which is the rookie level.
Okay.
So it's like bonds of friendship and all that shit is very important because it literally lets you survive. But when Gabumon evolves to his champion or adult stage, he becomes Garurumon.
Ooh.
Who is one of the coolest Digimon, even to this day. I don't fucking care. He has a move called... Okay, so Gabumon has a move called Blue Blaster, where he shoots boiling water out of his mouth, and it looks like a cool, like... Well, it depends. Sometimes it's said to be boiling water. Sometimes it's said to just be like a little spurt of blue fire. For Garurumon, he has a move called Howling Blaster, and it's essentially a Kamehameha wave that comes out of his mouth. It's pretty sick.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Fun fact, as a child, I was extremely convinced that his attack name was Bubbling Blaster because I saw a commercial for Digimon on TV, and because of the low audio quality of the TV, when he said Howling Blaster, I heard Bubbling Blaster. So, I just spent years thinking his move was Bubbling Blaster.
That's great.
Yeah. So after Champion, there is the Ultimate, or as it's known in Japanese, shit, what is it known? Oh, it's Perfect. Perfect Evolution. So this is where it can get confusing. So in English, the third stage is Ultimate, and in Japanese, it is Perfect. And in the fourth and quote unquote final stage, in English, it's known as Mega, but in Japanese, that's called Ultimate. So
okay.
two different stages are considered Ultimate, whether you're going by English or Japanese. So that's where some people get confused. But for Garurumon, you go, okay, what's the natural evolution of a big wolf? Well, Digimon doesn't really concern itself so much with natural evolution. So Garurumon seems to incorporate data about gangs and bikers and I guess horror movie monsters, and he becomes Were-Garurumon, which is a werewolf. He stands on two legs, but he also has brass knuckles and jeans with a skull on them and a fucking bandolier.
Kind of looks like a furry.
You know, there's going to be a lot of that. Wait until we get to Lilymon. Holy shit. And you go, okay, well, that's still not too different, right? Except the Mega Evolution, I have to assume, started incorporating data from military weapons platforms, because this is Metal Garurumon. And if you think he's just an armored wolf thing, he is not. Almost every part of his body is full of missiles.
Damn.
Yeah. In addition to Metal Wolf Claw, which is a beam he shoots out of his mouth that can freeze anything on contact because it is a stream of absolute zero air, which is fucking sick. Okay, I don't think people really appreciate how powerful absolute zero is in superhero media. Do you know what absolute zero is?
No.
Okay, scientifically, so states of matter are governed by the vibration of molecules and atoms. A gas is atoms and molecules vibrating and shooting around very freely and rapidly. Liquid is they are wiggling around a little bit. A solid is they're mostly static. They're bunched together. That's why, like, as something cools and freezes, it gets smaller, whereas it spreads out as it like melts and boils and stuff like that. Absolute zero is the state at which there is no atomic movement whatsoever. Like space is absolute zero, so long as that there are no stars or planets nearby. But it's like if you are brought to absolute zero, it does not fucking matter how powerful you are or what anything that you have at your disposal. You are not moving, period, which means you are not living, period. That's just science. But in addition to having that capability, he has things like Garuru Tomahawk, where he shoots a missile out of his chest. Fucking Giga Missile, where that also says he shoots a missile out of his chest. Where's the one where fucking it was like Ice Wolf spikes or something like that? I'm not seeing it here, and that's bothering me. But I know he has a move where just a bunch of the plates on his arms and legs fucking open up, and he just shoots a shit ton of Oh, here it is. Grace Cross Freezer. Not what it was called last time I checked, but whatever. But anyway, that is one example. So Gabumon is one of like the main Digimon, but another one that I'll show you as another example is Agumon. Agumon is kind of like the Pikachu, despite the fact that Patamon almost actually does look like a Pikachu. But this is the mascot, Agumon.
Oh, wait. They're from Digimon?
Yes.
Oh, I have seen them then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agumon, he's cool. He's a little guy. He's like, Pepper Breath. And he shoots a little fireball. Pepper Breath is just a great name for an attack. Fight me. This is Greymon, who he digivolves into.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Then you got Metal Greymon.
Oh, I like the wings.
Yeah. Fun fact, it is canon that he has the power of a nuclear missile. The
Really?
destructive capability, yes. Digimon gets so much stronger than Pokemon. Like, even if you try to bring up the Pokemon gods, the Digimon gods would literally eat them.
Damn.
And this is War Greymon, who is fucking awesome. What's really cool is that the Digimon will naturally have like named equipment sometimes. So those big claws that he's got, which again, kind of like with Gabumon, you can see his actual hands underneath. He is wearing those claws. They are called the Draymon Destroyers. There are a lot of Digimon whose names end in Draymon, like Cyberdramon, Machine Dramon, Sea Dramon. Any Dramon, those claws they basically do like double damage. Like, they're especially well suited to killing any Dramon type Digimon.
All right.
Why does he have them? I don't know, but he does, and that's all that matters. So here's where we'll talk about some different types of Digivolution. First of all, that Metal Greymon I showed you, that was not. I should say that the original main character of Digimon is a kid named Tai or Taichi. Well, okay, here's the thing. For whatever reason, they changed his last name in the original series. As far as we're concerned in America, his name is Tai Kamiya. But his last name in Japan is Yagami. Which is very funny because he has a sister named Kari, which is short for Hikari. Hikari is the Japanese word for light, so she is literally Light Yagami.
Death Note reference.
Well, what's wild is it came out before Death Note, so Death Note is referencing Digimon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of coming out before, Digimon technically came out before Pokemon. In terms of having like a manga and anime, no. But Digimon originally started off as Tamagotchis. It was a specific brand of Tamagotchi where, depending on how you took care of your creature, it would evolve into different things.
Mm.
And that ties us right back into what I was getting ready to say. So when Tai was first trying to get Agumon to be able to go to ultimate form, past Greymon, the way he tried doing it is by overfeeding him and pushing him through rigorous exercise and be like, come on, Agumon, you got to be stronger than that. And he was basically abusing Agumon. It wasn't a good time. And the result of that was what we call dark Digivolution. He did not become Metal Greymon the first time. His first ultimate form was Skull Greymon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. he was a monster that blindly attacked all of his allies, and he was powerful enough that it basically took everybody else except for Patamon digivolving to champion and fighting him like 6-on-1 or 5-on-1 rather.
Really?
Yeah, it was an issue, and it was only after that happened that Tai realized that he was being way too harsh on Agumon, and he lightened up, and they, you know, reconciled, and things got better. And then a few episodes later, they had their proper ultimate evolution, because the way you treat Digimon matters. Remember when I said that one of the kids in Digimon Survive literally got eaten up by his partner?
Mm-hmm.
He was such a shit to his sweet little Lopmon. Let me show you what Lopmon looks like so you can appreciate how fucking cute this thing is. Lopmon was his partner, and throughout the entire game, Lopmon is the only one that does not digivolve to champion. This is Lopmon.
Oh,
He
that's
is
adorable.
he is so sweet. He's just a little bunny guy. I love him. He has a brother species called Terriermon, which is also pretty cute. But he was constantly such an asshole. Like, you're the only one that hasn't evolved yet. You're so fucking useless. Stay away from me, you little freak. I don't want you anywhere near me. That eventually things really took a turn. He did finally digivolve. He dark digivolved into Windegomon, who literally grabbed the human partner, lifted him up, opened his mouth, and just dropped him into his gullet and ate him to death.
To be fair, it was his own fault.
It was 100%. I've been meaning to do a second playthrough of that game where I save that guy, but I haven't gotten around to it because I'm like, no, I don't know, man. Because it sucks because Lopmon has to die. Like, when you're in that game, at least, when your human partner dies, Digimon also dies. So I want to save them for Lopmon. But I'm kind of okay with that shit-heel fucking kid just being eaten to death. So the way that you treat your Digimon really matters. But so Dark Digivolution is a negative way of digivolving, but then there's DNA Digivolution, which is a very positive one. In order to DNA Digivolve, you need to not only have an extremely strong bond with your Digimon, who, you know, you need to have that bond just to get to Mega level. You need to have a very strong bond with another person who also has a partner Digimon. And when the four of you essentially are in sync to the point where that you're almost acting as one, the two Digimon digivolve together. So I showed you Metal Garurumon, and I showed you War Greymon. This is Omnimon. And he is
kind of gives me. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say he is the fusion of both of them.
It kind of gives me Voltron vibes.
A little bit. I should say in English his name is Omnimon, but in Japanese his name is Omegamon. And there is an entire group of extremely powerful high-level Digimon called the Royal Knights. And the leader of the Royal Knights is Alphamon. But Omegamon is considered like his equal. So they're Alpha and Omega. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
And Omegamon has like 1,000 fucking variations these days. There's Omegamon, there's Omnimon Zwart, Omegamon Alter S, there's like 2 different other variations of Zwart. Zwart, by the way, being the Japanese word, or sorry, not Japanese, the German word for black. Like, this is Omnimon Zwart, which I should say there is a black War Greymon and a black Metal Garurumon, so this is who they DNA digivolve into.
Okay.
But yeah, there's Omegamon Zwart Defeat, who I swear I won't like show you all of these, I promise. But like that, there's Omegamon Alter B, Omegamon Alter S. Uh, but the most recent and most powerful iteration of Omegamon, which I'm sure you can tell from this, is like a fan favorite. He appeared in the first Digimon movie in America. It was technically the second Digimon movie in Japan. Because in America, we literally just mashed 3 different movies together and called it a day. But in Digimon Adventure Tri, which I will explain later, all like 8 of the original Digidestined, which I'll also explain in a bit, essentially combined all their powers, creating Omegamon Merciful Mode. And that is the strongest Digimon we know of so far, I believe. And you might go, why is he called Merciful Mode? The idea is that he is so powerful that he can kill the most monstrous and dangerous Digimon before they even realize what happens. It is a mercy killing. And the reason that they make that form is because the villain that they fight in that series was like their friend who got corrupted. So they don't want to cause it any more pain. All right. I would love to start explaining all this stuff, but Zoom is going to make us take a break in about 1 minute. So any questions so far?
No, none so far.
All right.
Pretty interesting though.
It is. I think the entire thing of like the kind of data they incorporate, the way they grow and develop based on how you treat them, is really good. It's a really good way of like utilizing the sort of power of friendship kind of trope from anime, but like making it real, making it tangible. Like the way you treat others has an effect on them, and if you want to survive against evil Digimon, you need to be kind to your own Digimon, because that's the only way they're going to go strong enough to defend you. And anyone who has a partner Digimon is what is called a Digidestined, which I will start explaining them and the story of the various seasons when we come back from our forced ad break. Man,
Hello.
I could not have timed that better. I'm so happy about that.
That was really great timing.
Thank you. I got lucky. All right. So, the first series from Digimon is Digimon Adventure. And in America, it was just called Digimon, or Digimon Season 1, but it's Digimon Adventure. And it focused on 7 kids who were going to summer camp. Tai, Matt, who is the partner of Gabumon, Sora, who is a girl, and as a result, I always, as a kid, considered Sora to be a girl's name, so I got very confused when I started playing Kingdom Hearts. Izzy, Mimi, Joe, and TK. And I am using the English names just because that's like what I'm, more aware of. But they're largely similar in Japanese as well. Like Matt is Yamato, TK is Takeru, Joe is Joe. He's Joe in Japanese too. It's, of all of the ones, you would think that one was the one that they changed. But no.
Buddy.
So the 7 of them are at summer camp, and things start getting weird. The weather around the world starts changing, and despite the fact that it's in the middle of July, it snows. And so the 7 of them run out to play in the snow, and the sky starts glowing and lighting up with weird colors, and what seems to be some kind of meteorites shoots down right at them. and they float out of the holes that they make in the snow, and it's some kind of weird little handheld device, which are the D2 Digivices. You might say two. Well, yes, there originally was a version 1 model of the Digivice from a manga, which I'm going to show you what the Digivices look like, because they're also cool. So this is the Digivice 01 from that's not the right link. Shit, sorry, hang on. All right, there we go. So this is the Digivice 01, and it's big, and it's clunky, and
Is your arm supposed to go through it?
I think so. But the one that they have in the anime is much smaller. This is the D2 Digivice. It fits in the palm of your hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these are much smaller. They're easy to carry around. Apparently they have clips on the back of them, because I swear everybody has these on their belts. But I don't know. I guess they'd have to have clips. But yeah, so the Digivice itself really has very limited functions. You can't, like, even though it's got 3 different buttons, I don't think any of them are ever pressed. Basically, all that you use the Digivice for is you hold it up in front of you and you go, Agumon, you gotta Digivolve, and then he fucking goes, Agumon, Digivolve to Greymon, and that's it. It just kind of seems to do it automatically. Why are there buttons? I don't know. Later Digivices actually will have functions, but this one doesn't. So I don't know.
I love when there's cosmetic buttons.
Yeah. Like all the fucking 6 buttons on the Pokedex or whatever, but they didn't do shit. I should also say you might notice that there is some kind of strange writing etched around the central ring of the Digivice there. That is Digimon language. It is apparently an actual language that you can like learn, like Klingon.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. I haven't fucking studied it, but characters mean things. So I always kind of appreciate when a creator goes the extra mile to literally invent a new language. Tolkien did it, and all other fiction writers were like, holy shit, the bar has been raised now.
I know they did the same thing for Legends of Zelda too.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What language?
Hyrulean or whatever it's called.
Oh, okay. Hylian?
Hylian, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan, but I knew that.
I'm not either. My friend is very much into it. She literally knows the entire language.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have that much dedication. So as soon as they get these Digivices, they get sucked into some kind of strange wormhole or whatever. Well, okay, it manifests as a tidal wave that they get dragged into somehow. Next thing they know, they're awake in the digital world. And specifically, they're in an area of the digital world called File Island. It is an island with a mountain at the center of it called Mount Infinity, and or Infinity Mountain. And they're just trying to survive in the wilderness. Luckily, again, the geography of the digital world is fucking bizarre. It does not make sense a lot of the time. I think in episode like 2 or something, they find a random cable car, like a like a bus essentially, just on an island in the middle of a lake that is connected by a thin strip of land. So they just cross this little natural land bridge and they decide to sleep in this trolley car for their first night. They find like phone poles with telephone wires that are in the middle of the desert that don't seem to power anything. They're just kind of there. But they stretch on for miles. there's entire mansions that seem to not be populated, though later on they would find out that they're full of things like Bakumon, which are ghost Digimon. And as they traverse the island, they're trying to they each start getting their Digimon to Digivolve. Everyone except for TK and Patamon, which I've mentioned Patamon a couple times, so I guess I'll show him to you real quick. Like I said, he has been confused for Pikachu by some people.
Really? Is it that close?
Huh?
Does he look that much like Pikachu?
Enough that, like, in the 90s, a suburban mother who doesn't know any better might buy a Patamon merchandise thinking she was buying a Pikachu for her son. This is Patamon.
Aw. I don't see it looking like Pikachu at all, but aw.
It's just because he's a little warm-colored mousy thing, and that was as far as they thought of it. But those giant wing ears he has, he can fly with them. Not very fast though. He's pretty slow, and he is the only one that does not get to champion level throughout their initial adventures. But things culminate when they get they find like like I said, a mansion at the base of Infinity Mountain, and they've been fighting Digimon who are not evil, but randomly have been going crazy because these black gears fly through the air and force themselves into the body of the Digimon, and it makes them temporarily evil and berserk. And when our good guys do enough damage, the black gear shoots out of their body and then explodes into dust. And then the Digimon's like, oh, where am I? What happened? I just remember being really angry. And they do that like 10 times or something. But they find out that the black ears are coming from Infinity Mountain. And they meet their first villain of the series. Digimon really went who should like the original bad guy be? Well, we're gonna name him after the devil. This is Devimon.
Damn.
Yeah, he is an evil Digimon, and he has been making these black gears to infect everybody. And the others all try and Digivolve. I should say Devimon is a champion level, but just because you're the same kind of like level as an opponent doesn't mean you're as strong as them. He is strong enough that he kind of beats the shit out of all 6 of the other champions. And things start to get dire, and that is when Patamon finally Digivolves. I will give you as many guesses as you want to think of what Patamon will Digivolve into.
Okay.
So what do you think he turns into?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Well, I will save you from having to use your wet noodle of a brain.
Listen, it's early.
It is afternoon, my friend.
And I'm still tired. I've been working a lot.
All right, you know what? Fair. That is fair. This is Patamon's Digivolution, Anjumon.
Oh, yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, because that is what a lot of people first think of when they're like, what the fuck? How does that turn into that?
Jesus.
There are a bunch of... Sorry, what?
I was just going to make a stupid comment. I was going to say he looks like a biblically accurate angel.
A little bit. There are a bunch of angel-based Digimon, and they're all named after different kinds of biblically accurate angels, except for Anjumon, which is just like angel, right? But like there's Seraphimon, which is named after the seraphim and all that shit. There's Cherubimon, which is named after the cherubim. All like there's a whole bunch of them. It's kind of cool, honestly. But so Anjumon has a move called Hand of Fate, or in Japanese, Heaven's Knuckle. And he basically just cocks his fist back, punches forward, and a golden beam of light emerges from his fist and slams into the opponent. And he one-shots Devimon, but he puts so much power into it that as Devimon is dissolving into Data, so is Anjumon. And TK initially freaked out. He was like, no, Anjumon, he's fucking dead. Yeah. I should also point out TK is way younger than the others. He is Matt's little brother.
Okay.
But he is quickly reassured that Digimon don't die. Their data is recycled. And thanks to TK being there, the data was able to retain its original form. So it turns into a Digi-Egg. And that Digi-Egg would later hatch, and it would be, oh, fuck. What's his baby form? Hang on. Poyomon. It would hatch into Poyomon, which digivolves into Tokomon, which would then digivolve back into Patamon. So he's fine. He basically just needed time to recover with his like baby and then training forms. And it's not like he lost his memories or has a new personality or anything. No, it's just him. But that is not always the case. A lot of Digimon do essentially get like reincarnated, have entire new Digimon forms. Like it's all very dependent. But for the Digimon Adventure Crew, I don't want to spend too much time harping on them. After defeating Devimon, they wind up going to a different part of the digital world. They start dealing with a monkey that is an Elvis impersonator.
Wait, what?
His name is Edamon. I
gotta look that up.
Yeah, feel free to. But they get their ultimate forms. Tai briefly gets to go back to the real world, where he discovers that despite the fact that they've been in the digital world for months, it's literally the same minute as when they left in the real world. Time does not move the same. So he goes home and he's like, Mom, it's so good to see you. And she's like, Tai, aren't you at summer camp? Or you're supposed to be there. He's like, yeah, stuff happened. So like nobody knows that they've been missing or in danger.
Oh, that's great.
But he does wind up going back to the digital world. And despite the fact that he was only really gone for like a day, time did pass without him there. Luckily, it wasn't like years or anything, but it's been like, I don't know, maybe fucking a month or something, and the others had to make do without him. But they wound up fighting against a group called the Dark Masters. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before that, they do wind up coming back to the real world again because they have to deal with Myotismon, who... Okay, Myotismon is the Digivolution of Devimon, but I don't think this is the same guy. Like, the Devimon they fought before did not digivolve into this Myotismon. This is just a different one.
Looks like Dracula.
Yeah, well, like I said, he's a vampire. But Myotismon is searching for a prophesized 8th Digidestined. I should also say, so the Digidestined thing, they are destined to save the digital world. And you might go, but why them? Well, when they were all really little, they're like most of them are like 12 or something in this series, but back when they were like 5 or 6, like TK was just barely born. They all lived in the same area, called like, it's like Heights View Terrace or something. I can't remember. They were like in the same apartment complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see in the events of the first Digimon movie that a Digi-Egg randomly spawned in the real world, and it just happened to come through the family computer in Tai's home. and him and his little sister Kari wound up befriending a different Agumon, and a Parrotmon also came to the real world, and it was fucking huge. And Agumon digivolved into Greymon, and they basically had a kaiju battle in the middle of the city. And somehow, only 8 people noticed. Only 8 kids that happened to be looking out of their fucking windows noticed this.
Jesus.
And they were, from that point on, destined to be the Digidestined, the saviors of the digital world. But there were 8 of them, not 7. Again, Ty's little sister, Kari, she was there. So we have this entire arc where we're told there's an 8th Digidestined and we don't know who it is. And we meet Kari for the first time, but they don't know that it's her. And there's this big mystery and everyone's searching. And Myotismon sends out this agent, Gatomon, who she is technically a champion level Digimon. But ignore that, because throughout the entire rest of the franchise, she'll be treated as if she's basically a fucking rookie like the rest. She's not really much stronger than them, except for when she's a villain, like, because, you know, that's a thing where, for whatever reason, villains in fiction, when they turn good, they get weaker. It's frustrating. Don't worry about it. But Gatomon eventually realizes that she's been sent out to assassinate the 8th Digidestined, specifically because she was destined to be the 8th Digidestined's partner, and Myotismon, I guess, thought that the best chance of her not becoming the 8th Digidestined's partner would be to send her to meet her face to face, hoping that she would kill her instead of, like, you know, becoming her partner. Sometimes Myotismon seems really smart, but that was really fucking dumb. You have an entire army of evil Digimon you could have sent, and you chose the one that would become good.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But they team up. They all turn into their ultimate forms. I guess I should fulfill what I said before. Let me show you what Lilymon looks like real quick. Well, okay, so Mimi. Mimi is really cool. She's kind of a ditz, but I love her. So her partner is Palmon. God damn it, I keep copying the page, and I mean to just copy the image. Her partner is Palmon.
Aw.
Who digivolves into the champion level Togemon. Now, quick poll, how much would you want to fuck that cactus?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 0.
Yeah. How about now? Because this is Lilymon.
Oh, goddamn.
And if
my number has changed.
And if that's not a 10 for you, later in Digimon Adventure Tri, Lilymon gets to digivolve into Mega Level. This is Rosemon.
Oof.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
And if that's still not enough for you, in Digimon Data Squad, Rosemon Burst Mode.
Okay, that's the 10.
Yeah. Yeah, Rosemon was close, but, you know. All right. So anyway, yeah, so they're all ultimate level. They all fight. They beat Myotismon, and they're like, we did it. Day is saved. Except then Myotismon becomes a kaiju. He becomes Venom Myotismon, giant monster. They can't do shit. And that's when a part of the prophecy about the Digidestined is brought up. Something about fucking warriors that of courage and friendship that need to be pierced with arrows of light for true power to awaken, or some shit. They're like arrows of light made of familial bonds or some shit. I don't know. It's a lot of words, which basically comes down to, hey, both Ty and Matt have siblings that have angel Digimon. I should say that Gatomon reaches her ultimate form, which is Anjouwomon, which if you've ever seen any kind of porn based on Digimon, it's probably been of Anjouwomon. This is her. She was her rookie form Salamon was a dog, and then she is a cat, and then she is a half-naked angel.
Okay.
That's just Digimon, baby. And I should say Anjumon hasn't gotten his ultimate form yet. Again, he's always the one that likes to be last because his forms are much stronger than all of his teammates. So he actually won't reach ultimate form, Magna Anjumon, until the last arc of the series. But so Anjumon and Anjouwomon basically just both shoot Tai and Matt. And they're like, this might kill you. And they're like, yeah, but we're also going to die anyway. So we're like, true, there is definitely a giant monster trying to kill us. So they shoot both of them, and it unlocks Warp Digivolution for Gabumon and Agumon. Now they no longer need to go stage by stage. They can skip straight to their newly unlocked Mega level. So Agumon and Gabumon Warp Digivolve to Metal Garurumon and War Greymon. They beat the shit out of that giant monster. It's really cool. And they go back to the digital world. And now it's been like centuries because they spent like several weeks in the real world. And now there's these Dark Masters. Long story short, they beat all of them only to uncover that the final battle is a guy called Apocalypse, who is essentially the digital world's incarnation of the recycle bin. He wants to delete the digital world, but he wants to do so after breaking down the barrier between it and the real world, meaning he would also delete the real world.
Oh.
Yeah. So the 8 kids and their Digimon all go into space. They have a big final battle. It's very epic. And he is about to self-destruct in a way that would wipe out both worlds. And all 8 of the Digivices that the kids have start glowing, and they shoot out beams of light. And they make 2 squares, which then combine into a cube. And that cube of light contains the explosion. And that's it. They saved the digital world. They fulfilled their mandate. They all have a tearful goodbye with their Digimon. And then they fucking leave. They ride on that trolley and they go home. And there's a... okay. In the American dub, the song that plays as they're saying goodbye and leaving is Hey Digimon, which is a very upbeat, like, hey Digimon, champions. No, how's it go? Fucking, hey Digimon. Oh, monster friends to the boys and girls. Hey Digimon, champions of the digital world. But in Japanese, they use a version of Butterfly, which is the Japanese opening, which is much more epic and emotional. And they should have just kept that. But in the 90s, anime refused to ever acknowledge that they had any Japanese roots at all. They just would not do it.
Really?
They really didn't. They would change people's names. They would change the theme songs for much worse versions most of the time. They would have infamous moments like Brock clearly eating a rice ball and calling it a jelly donut. Brock from Pokemon, by the way, I should say. I forget you don't know who he is. Like, it was a very bizarre thing. Like, sometimes we got really cool English themes out of it, like Shaman King. Shaman King has a great English theme. The Card Captors opening is pretty cool. Though again, even then they changed its name because the series is Card Captor Sakura in Japanese, but they're like, Sakura, that sounds too fucking Japanese. We're just gonna call it Card Captors. They had like this shame almost of like adapting Japanese properties, and the way that manifests a lot in Digimon is that they had this inexplicable need to, like, they made an entire English soundtrack, so that they didn't have to use any music from the original series. So,
Mm.
like, do you know what the Digimon theme song is?
Didn't you just sing it?
No, that was Hey Digimon. That was
Oh,
just a song. Um,
no.
the theme song is Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. And this dude comes in, fucking change into digital champions. And it's like, it's funny to meme on, but I wouldn't really call it a good theme song. And then it was made worse for the Digimon movie. Holy shit. They literally made a song called the Digi Rap. And it starts off with the fucking Digimon, digital monsters, right? But then it goes into the DIGIVOLUTION is up and running. Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know it was coming? A Digi destiny starts today. Let me hear you say. And then they do the Digimon, digital mon, fucking with Digi will, and I know every word to it.
Jesus.
With Digi Will and Digivice in hand, there's a Digi-dynamic force in Digiland. I think somebody counted it and said that they said the word Digi like 117 times or something.
Really?
Yeah. The Digi dudes will Digi rule with Digi ability and Digitude. Save the world from a Digi disaster. The fight on the net with the digital master. It's really bad. And you might go, Blue, why have you memorized it if it's so fucking bad? Look, I watched the Digimon movie like 50 times as a kid. Because they didn't have a lot of movies. Pokemon has a movie every other fucking month. There's so many Pokemon movies. I only had the one Digimon movie. Like, they dubbed another one, which was movie 4 in Japan, which was a sequel to, okay, the three movies, like the first movie is based on the story of Kari and Tai meeting that other Agumon when they were really little. And then it was a movie called Our War Game, where they fought an enemy called Diaboromon. And that fight was not in the digital world. It literally took place on the internet and involved nuclear missiles that were going to strike Japan because Diaboromon was controlling them. And that was when they first made Omnimon or Omegamon. And then the third movie was about Digimon Adventure 2. But then the fourth movie was about the Digimon Adventure 2 crew working with the original guys. And that was essentially a sequel to Our War Game because Diaboromon's evolution appears and Omnimon is made again. And it's a whole thing. I just got the message that we've got 10 minutes left of this, which tells me that we've been going for a while and I need to get off of Digimon Adventure 1. So, look, they beat Apocalypse. It's a whole thing. I'm going to start talking about the others. Digimon Adventure 2 is a proper sequel to Digimon Adventure 1, as you might guess from the title. The crew from the first series are now in middle school, and they're older, and they're acting as mentors to the new group. TK and Kari are actually part of this new team, but they're the only veterans. The other members are Davis, who is the new leader. I should say leaders in Digimon are always called Goggles Boys, or they usually are, because almost all of them wear goggles. And in the first episode, Davis actually breaks his own goggles, and so Tai is like, here, the leader of the Digidestin wouldn't look right without goggles, so just take mine. So he gives him his old goggles. It's cute. It's Davis, Cody, and Yoli. Yoli is really fucking annoying in English. And she wears a helmet for some reason. Like, not like a cool helmet. Like, I don't want to make the joke, but it makes her look special. You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. Just gather what you think I mean from that. But, oh, and they had this horrible thing where they try to give some of these characters catchphrases. And for Izzy, who was the tech expert and he was the crest of knowledge in the first series, his thing was prodigious. Get it? Because it says Digi in it. Fucking kill myself. But Yoli says perfecto, just like an obsessive amount. It's very frustrating. So they fight a guy calling himself the Digimon Emperor, who, oh, I should say at this point, the new crew has a new kind of Digivice. And while you might go, oh, but TK and Kari already had their own Digivices, they sure did, but beams of light shot out and they just morphed and upgraded into these. This is the D3 Digivice, which is very cool. I actually had one of these as a kid. So that's Davis's.
Like that.
Huh?
I said I like that.
Yeah, that's Davis's. His is blue, Yoli's is red, Cody's is yellow, TK's is green, Kari's is pink, and they're fighting against this guy, the Digimon Emperor, who is another human who has this, and it is referred to as the Dark Digivice. So actually, when Davis shows up to the Digimon world, Gatomon finds him and is like freaked out because he's got the same kind of Digivice as the Digimon Emperor, so she thinks he's a bad guy. But not TK, fucking Ty shows up, smooths things over, is like, yeah, no, I know this kid. He's part of my soccer club. Basically, Ty was his senpai, but again, they don't like being from Japan. So in the English version, they never say that. They're just like, yeah, he was in the same soccer club as me a few years ago. Look, the long and short of this story is that the Digimon Emperor turns out to be a kid named Ken, and he winds up joining the team. And in this series, they do a lot more with DNA Digivolution. Nobody goes past champion level on their own. So Ken has, so as the Digimon Emperor, he had this little toady named Wormmon, who's just like, oh, master, please, I don't like seeing you like this. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Wormmon. And he literally whips him. He literally has a whip. He's an asshole. And they're basically doing the black gears over again, but now it's dark rings. Oh, and he's built these control spires all over the place. And they block normal Digivolution. So in the beginning, they have to rely on what the new gang can use called armor Digivolution. They will find a legendary Digi egg in the wild, but not a Digi egg that actually hatches. This is like a tool. And each of these Digi eggs has a crest on them. So Davis first finds the Digi egg of courage. And basically what it does is it imbues the power of like Agumon and Greymon and War Greymon and all of them onto his Digimon, Vmon. So let me show you Vmon so that you can at least get a sense of this. Stuff later I won't really need to explain like this. But so this is Vmon. I love him. He's one of my favorites of all of like the main Digimon.
Oh, he's adorable.
He is a baby dragon. And funnily enough, Vidramon, which was one of the evolutions he can take, was actually the main partner of the Tai that was from the original manga. He looks exactly like Tai, just with a cloak. So it's pretty much him. But this is X-Vmon, who is the natural Digivolution of Vmon. But again, the control spires meant that so long as they were up, he could never take this form. Agumon could never turn into Greymon, Gabumon could never turn into Garurumon, etc., etc. So what they did was they used these Digi eggs. Where the? Oh, it's going to make me do this. That's annoying. So he would use the Digi egg of courage and armor Digivolve into Flamedramon, which you can see is kind of like a variation of X-Vmon, but with firepower.
Mm-hmm.
Or he would take the Digi-Egg of Friendship which was based on Gabumon and all of them. Let me fucking go to the goddamn page.
Technical difficulties.
Always. And this is Renamon. So he would be more like a wolf in his stance and posture, you see. Also, even though Gabumon definitely used like ice-based stuff, he used electricity. I'm not going to complain because it was fucking sick. But either way, they eventually turn Ken into a good guy. And one time, Wormmon winds up digivolving into Stingmon, who is, look, I said I wasn't going to keep showing everyone, but he's too cool for me not to show off because Wormmon fucking sucks. But Stingmon is rad. I should also say Ken has his own crest, Kindness. This is Wormmon.
Aw.
This is Stingmon. So this is what happens when he actually starts being kind to shitty Wormmon.
God damn.
He's got a fucking rad move called Spiking Strike, where he just makes us. You see those little like cannon things on the back of his hands?
Yeah.
They make lightsabers.
Really?
He just makes a lightsaber and slashes the opponent in half. It's fucking rad.
That's sick.
But yeah, him and Davis are arguing with each other, like while there's a big enemy in the background, and both of their Digimon, XVmon and Stingmon, are getting their asses beat. And Davis is like, "Stop trying to do it on your own. Rely on your friends." And Ken is like, "I don't have any friends." And Davis is basically like, "Well, you fucking do now." And then they DNA Digivolve all of a sudden into their ultimate level, Paildramon. Who would then later on be able to Mega Digivolve into Imperial Dramon, who starts off as a dragon and is then a knight. Again, I'm not going to keep showing you all of these, but like Patamon winds up, or Angemon rather, winds up being able to DNA Digivolve. So does Angelwomon. They all make a bunch of stuff. It's really cool. Ultimately, you might go, well, who's the final villain? It's fucking Myotismon again. First, he was Myotismon, then he was Giant Monster Venom Myotismon. Now he is smaller but stronger monster called Mallow Myotismon or something. Anyway, they kill him, and he's dead for real this time, I hope. I don't want to fucking see him again. We're about to have another forced break. I'm not going to put another ad because nobody but Anchor has given me an ad thing I could do. So I promise I'll be quicker this time. I'm sorry. This is going to be like a 2-hour episode at this rate, but I'll fucking rush through it. I swear. I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm on a time crunch here, so I gotta stop like sticking to all these different little points. I've only talked about the first 2 series. So let's go. The third series is Digimon Tamers. This is a very odd one because they try saying that all of the previous Digimon series, Digimon Adventures 1 and 2, are fictional because, okay, we got a Digimon card game in the real world, but the characters in Digimon Tamers play the card game, talk about Digimon like it is a fictional TV show that they watch. So this is where we start getting into multiversal shit because, spoiler alert, Takato, the main character, the Goggles Boy of this series, does wind up meeting Tai and them later on. So you can't say, I mean, again, so that is literally like a multiversal crossover thing. It's basically the Digimon version of Infinity War, but I don't like it when series do that. Like previous seasons were fiction in this current season. Haha, yeah, this is the real thing. No, shut the fuck up. Just have it take place in the same world, you cowards. I don't know. I don't like that shtick. But Takato creates his own Digimon called Guilmon with a terrible drawing he makes that gets scanned by a scanner that becomes a Digivice. Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. So These are the D-power Digivices. I am not as big of a fan of these.
Oh, they look kind of lame.
Yeah, like the D3 is pretty sick looking, I think. But these ones, yeah, not a fan. Um, uh, like, okay, a big gimmick they started using in the beginning of Digimon Tamers is that they would scan ability cards from the Digimon card game to give random power-ups to their Digimon before they would digivolve them. So like, oh, here's the fucking metal gauntlets card. They would get big boxing gloves or whatever, and they would punch better. Or, oh, here's a fucking spring step card, and they would be able to jump. And it's like, just digivolve them, you weirdos. um, uh, Impmon appears in that series, turning into Beelzemon, which is a fan favorite. Okay, the main takeaway from Digimon Tamers is Renamon. Have you heard of Renamon?
No.
Okay, so most rookie level Digimon look the way that I showed you before. Agumon, Gabumon. They're like 2 or 3 feet tall. They're not really that big. They're kind of cute looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Renamon. Renamon is like 5 feet tall. Got a interesting physique.
That looks like a Pokemon straight out.
Yeah. So Renamon is one of the most used bits of furry bait in the world.
Damn.
Like here's a good example. It's a good thing that the pictures I send you are not going to come up on the audio. Like you get it, right?
Yeah, I got you. Go
uh,
on some 34 or some shit.
oh, it's all over the place. Like E621 is flooded with images of Renamon.
I believe it. I've been on that site.
Okay, I was gonna say, please don't make me explain what E621 is.
I discovered that site when I was like fucking 10 years old, by the way.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you and I had different childhoods because I didn't really grow up with the internet the way that you did. So, I mean, I didn't get internet porn until I was at least like 15, just because we didn't have a computer in our home.
God damn.
Yeah. But anyway, no, I had to make do with A to B repeat function on the DVD of Meet the Fockers with the scene where uh, a bus full of cheerleaders flashes Robert De Niro and Stellar.
Oh, I'm so glad I grew up with internet.
Yeah, it was tough times, bro. All right, so that's the big takeaway is that Renamon was made from that series. That's the best thing they did. Then you got Digimon Frontier, which okay, I was making fun of the Digimon theme song before. Here's the thing. That Digimon theme song was used in Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 2, and they made like a techno-ish version or like a hard rockin' techno-ish version of that same theme song for Digimon Tamers. But Digimon Frontier had this cool like tribal drum beat, and it was like Digimon forever united as one Digimon. Together the battles are. It was like legitimately hype. It was really cool. And the Digivices that they used in that series were also really cool. These are the detectors. They all had different 2-color themes. It was really neat. And this series was very different. It was less like Pokemon and more like Power Rangers.
Really?
Because in this, the kids were the Digimon. They would get ancient spirits and they would merge their body with that spirit to become a Digimon. So the goggles boy of this series, Takuya, this is what Takuya looks like normally. All right.
Okay.
But when he fuses with the spirit of ancient Greymon, where the fuck? How are they not going to link me to goddamn Agunimon? You sons of bitches making me fucking search this myself. I swear to fucking God. Bad website design. Anyway, he fuses with the spirit of ancient Greymon to become Agunimon.
Damn.
It's pretty fucking sick. And I should say, so there was 12 different elements, first of all. His was flame, right? This is him fusing with the human spirit of flame, because there are two spirits for each element. There's a human spirit and a beast spirit. So Agunimon is the human spirit of flame, but the beast spirit of flame is Burning Greymon, just like this. And then later on, okay, what really sucks is that of the 6 kids that would be like the main characters in this group, 4 of them were only stuck with, I can either turn into the human spirit or the beast spirit, and that's it. I get 2 forms. But the red boy and the blue boy in this series, they not only get their human and beast spirits, but they are also able to merge their human and beast spirits. As an example, the fusion of Agunimon and Burning Greymon is Aldamon. But then beyond that, they can borrow 4 of the other spirits, or 4 of the other elements. So this is them merged with 2 spirits at a time, but then they get merged with 10 spirits at a time. So this is Emperor Greymon, who is the combination of the human and beast spirits of flame, earth, wood, ice, and wind.
Damn.
But then finally, both boys merge with all 20 spirits to become Susanoo-mon.
Oh, I like that actually.
He's fucking rad. He's basically like a quasi like Omegamon kind of thing. Like he's even got the heads of both of the guys on his arms like before. But I don't care because he's still fucking cool. And he's got a very different vibe than Omegamon does. Susanoo-mon also being named after the same deity Susanoo that is used in Naruto.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a sec. What'd you say?
I said Susanoo-mon is named after Susanoo, the same deity that is used in Naruto. As a name.
No shit.
Yeah, you know the big ghostly warrior that Sasuke makes?
Yeah. I thought it was Susanoo, I'm not gonna lie.
Susanoo, however you pronounce it. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but either way, it's that guy.
Okay.
So Digimon Tamers was really cool. A lot of people didn't like it, specifically for the fact that it took away the dynamic of the Digimon partners, but I don't know, you still had the dynamic of all the kids interacting with each other. And that's kind of like the more important one, because frankly, the Digimon kind of always fuck with their partners no matter what. Like, it's very rare that there's real conflict between the Digimon and the partner. Or the human, I mean. So the way that the kids interact is more interesting. Because you have shit like, there's like a quasi-love triangle between Matt, Sora, and Tai, or the fact that Izzy and Mimi kind of have a thing, but one's really smart and one's really dumb, so they don't get along too well a lot of times. Joe is constantly fucking paranoid and anxious, and that doesn't mix well with Tai, who's super headstrong and courageous and runs into danger. And you know, like all these different dynamics are what's interesting. Way more interesting than Tai likes fighting and Agumon likes food, and the two are good friends. Gabumon is very kind and Matt's kind of aggressive, so they balance each other out and they're good friends. So, yeah, they're all friends. So what I'm saying is Digimon Frontiers was really good and more people should watch it. Okay, moving on. Digimon Data Squad had maybe my least favorite Digivice in it. What is this fucking thing even called? The Data Link Digivice. I don't like it. It hardly even looks like a Digivice. There's a scanner on the top of it. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put your palm down on it, and it reads your DNA and somehow uses that to digivolve your Digimon. What happened to just giving them your energy, like your life essence and shit? Who fucking cares? It's DNA now. Somehow that's the same shit. I don't know. This series also, first of all, Marcus is the main character of this series. He is not a goggles boy. He does not wear goggles. He broke the sacred tradition. So I should hate him. But also the first time he sees a Digimon, his first instinct is to jump really high in the air and punch it in the mouth. So I kind of like him. But what is frustrating about this series is that the main Digimon is an Agumon again. It's just now an Agumon that has little like red bands around its claws. Not a fan, but whatever. Okay. After Digimon Data Squad or Digimon Sabers, which by the way, I don't really know what the story is for that. Like they're a government agency and they stop incursions of Digimon in the real world. That's all I really know. I never got too far in it. And I guess I should say for Digimon Frontiers, their whole thing is that Ophanimon, which is one of the mega level angel Digimon, like they're basically three rulers of the digital world in that series, and they're Seraphimon, Ophanimon, and Cherubimon. But Cherubimon turned evil, and he sealed away Seraphimon, and so now Ophanimon is the only one left, and she recruited this team of Digidestined from the real world to help save the world. And that's basically what it is. It's a really good series. You should watch it. But after those series, it was Digimon. Okay. It had a really cool name in Japanese. It was Digimon Cross Wars, but cross was spelled X-R-O-S. They just called it Digimon Fusion in English, which is so much lamer. But this series did not have DIGIVOLUTION. Instead, they used these things. Hang on. They use these things called cross loaders. Oh, I'm sorry, fusion loaders. God, I fucking hate the English dub. Anyway, it's hard to, okay, it's not DNA Digivolution. Okay, let me get that out of the way right now. It's not DNA Digivolution. This is fusion or digi-crossing, digi-fuse, whatever, where it kind of resembles I don't know how to properly describe it without showing you. I'm trying to find, give me fucking Shoutmon, goddammit. Shoutmon is like, okay, whenever you go on this wiki, you can see different Digivolutions that Digimon can take, and almost every fucking Digimon on this goddamn website can potentially digivolve into Shoutmon Cross 7F Superior mode, because that was made of like 200 Digimon or something. But okay, this is Shoutmon. All right, like he's cool, he's fine, whatever, right? I gotta pull up an entirely different page just for, so like, okay, here is Starmons. They're cute little guys, right? If you Digifuse them or Digicross them, this is Shotmon with a star sword. Or if you Digifuse Darulumon, this guy, with him, then you can get Shoutmon with a drill cannon. And like later on, they basically start fusing with like a bunch of guys to become like basically giant robots, and it starts feeling more like Digivolution. But technically, you can just fuse anything with anything. You can fucking fuse, I don't know, a tire with Shoutmon, and you would have Shoutmon with tire accessory, and he'd basically just be stuck in it like he was in a fucking wheel, and you could roll him down a hill. Like, I don't know, like they like he Digi crosses with Puppetmon at one point, who has like a hammer, and it's basically just Shoutmon with a hammer. So they're not really fusing the Digimon; they're fusing aspects of one Digimon onto another. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because it sucks and I don't like it, and it was one of my least favorite gimmicks that they introduced. There was Digimon Apply Monsters. I don't know anything about that series, so don't ask me. I just know that it had to deal with mobile phone apps. That's it. That's all I know about it.
All right.
But the last series that I really know of that came out of Digimon was Digimon Adventure Tri. So okay, this is where things get really fucking dark, because it's been like 20 years since the first or like 15 years or something since Digimon Adventure. Now it's showing all those original characters in high school. TK and Kari are back on the first team, and they're not really fucking with the new Digidestin from Digimon Adventure 2, who may be dead. I don't know. They leave it very vague. But towards the beginning of Digimon Adventure Tri, they show like flashes of Davis, Yoli, Cody, and Ken getting defeated in battle. And I think they might be fucking dead. I don't know, man. But they meet this girl, Mako, who she has her own Digimon, and her Digimon is prone to going berserk. And they're trying to help her out and befriend her and everything. But a government agency is essentially wanting to like blackmail the kids into working for them to stop other Digimon, but they're also keeping an eye on Mako and her fucking Digimon. It gets really fucking dark and depressing. Like, do not watch Digimon Adventure Tri. First of all, unless you've seen the original Digimons, because you're going to be fucking lost. At least Digimon Adventure 1 and 2, you should watch. But don't watch it if you're not ready to like be upset. And okay, so that's about everything I think I had to say on Digimon. I know it lasted a while. I kept sticking to stuff, but there's just legitimately a lot to say about Digimon. And I feel like I made a lot of complaints. It's a good series. I would recommend you probably watch these shows in Japanese if you don't want to lose your fucking mind to late 90s and early 2000s attempts at humor.
All right.
Like, they don't shut the fuck up. They don't shut up. They don't stop talking in Digimon Adventure 1 in English, or 2 for that matter. They just, like, it unnecessarily. Like, okay, you'll have a scene where Parrotmon, this giant monster, is flying through the city street, and you're standing, you know, in the middle of the street, and it you see it coming towards you, and it flies overhead, and it makes a big gust of wind, and it's meant to impose the scale and danger of this creature. And in the Japanese version, you might just have some orchestral music playing to like be like, yeah, scary, right? But in Japan or in English, little Ty is like, whoa, Paul, you want a cracker? A really big cracker? Imagine that like 5 times every minute for a 20-minute episode. It's insufferable. Watch it in Japanese. Also, because Butterfly is a fucking bop. It genuinely is. Like, people talk about like the Pokemon theme song and whatnot. More people really need to realize Butterfly. Um, I like Jay. I specifically want you to listen to Butterfly when we're done here.
All right.
I'll link it to you. Okay, so what do you think of Digimon now that I've gone through all this description with you?
It sounds interesting, honestly.
It is.
I definitely will have to fucking watch it.
It's a very cool series, and just because like it had this stigma where people were like, oh, it's a ripoff of Pokemon, a lot of people refused to engage with it. And it is not fair because Digimon definitely stands on its own 2 feet separately from Pokemon. It's willing to go places with the story that Pokemon is too much of a fucking pussy to do, and they'll only ever even touch on dark stuff in Pokedex entries. Oh, are Phantoms the souls of little kids who died getting lost in the forest? How about you show me some shit like that in the actual game, Pokemon? But they won't because they're cowards. But you know what? Digimon made a game where a Digimon eats his own fucking partner. So, what I'm saying is Digimon has big swinging nuts, and Pokemon doesn't because they're cowards and pussies. So, for that alone, you should at least respect Digimon because they are not beholden to a children's brand the way that Pokemon is. And as a result, they can go much farther. And one of the only times that I've strongly agreed with Death Battle, the shitty fucking YouTube series, was in their Pokemon versus Digimon battle. They basically had Mega Charizard X versus War Greymon, and yeah, War Greymon fucking obliterated him. And it's like yeah, that's what happens when you have Digimon that are like Grace Novamon, which is a Digimon that is literally the size of a star. Yeah, like you have Digimon that can literally create galaxies on demand. Like that's not hyperbole. That's just fact. The last thing I want to share with you as a reward for listening through all of this with me. So I brought up Anjouamon earlier. And I brought up DNA Digivolution. Did you know she can DNA Digivolve?
Really?
So once again, here's Anjouamon in a better picture than the official art because she looks less lame. There is a Lady Devamon. No, god damn it, I didn't want TCG, you fuck. All right, so this is Lady Devamon.
Ooh.
And when you DNA Digivolve the two of them, you get legitimately one of my favorite Digimon of all time. This is Mastamon.
Damn.
Yeah, she's fucking rad.
I like that, like, one side's dark and the other is fucking light. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that kind of design. And I know other people are because Shoto Todoroki is one of the most popular anime characters right now. So you people can't tell me that you don't like half and half. Oh, here's a very humorous Mastamon image someone made. It's just her in a fucking sweater. Or not a sweater, but whatever. You're wearing casual clothes. All right. That's good enough. All right. So this has been the episode on Digimon. Thank you if you made it all the way to the end. You can join the Cape Corner Discord. where if you don't want to listen to shit like this, you can make a suggestion for what we talk about. You can follow me at Cape Corner on Twitter. You can find Jay at what is it, Shitposter of America on Facebook.
Yep.
You can donate to the series using my Anchor page. It works exactly the same way as Patreon. If anybody is like, well, I would donate, but I only want to use Patreon, let me know. I'll make a Patreon. Or if it's fucking Ko-fi or whatever it is, like if you guys want to do that, just let me know. I will literally do anything for money. Take that how you will. Okay, I think that's about it. Like it. Final thoughts that I have on Digimon. If you want to watch the series, but you're not sure if you want to go through multiple series for it to get to Digimon Adventure Try or whatever, if you feel like you want to be eased into it, a good place to start legitimately is Digimon Frontier. You might like that's a lot easier to grasp because then you got 6 characters. But like with Digimon Adventure 1, there's 8 humans, which each have a Digimon, so there's 16 characters. Like, I get how that can be a lot at the start. So Digimon Frontier is a good place. You don't really need prior knowledge of the first 3 seasons. And if you like that, you can go from there. I didn't even get into the video games. I'm not going to because this has already gone on long enough, but they all have their own stories. They're all great. Digimon Cyber Sleuth is fantastic. Digimon Survive is a fun and dark time. The old Digimon World games are fine. Digimon World DS or like Digimon World Dusk and Dawn for the DS, like those are much better if you want to play a Digimon World game. There's just a lot of really good video games. Weird that the series based around computers and data, it functions really well in video game form. All right, that's it. That's my final thoughts. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Next week, I don't know, might just do another Power Rangers, honestly. So thank you. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, and remember, we can all be heroes.